Like what? How random can your life be? Give us like one of the most random things that's ever happened to you with a celebrity or one of one of your people in your network.
I think just what happened recently was, I get a text, just what you talked about. It's just funny. Like the past week, all this shit happened. Um, yeah, I get a text from. I'm like, who's this? Because I get a lot of texts from just random numbers sometimes. It's probably we all do, and I always just say, "New phone, who's this?" Because you don't want to be an asshole, and So he's like, "It's Rose." I'm like, "Rose? Who the fuck is Rose?" He's like, "Rick Ross." I'm like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" He's like, "Yo, come by the crib, stay with me. Let's talk. Let's shoot the shit. Let's try and figure some stuff out." And I was like, I can't say no to Rick Ross, so pack my bags and I'm going to live with Rick Ross on Wednesday.
Where's he located?
Miami?
He's in Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Well, I'm sure you guys will be enjoying
I found
each other's
myself
company.
I think it's going to be really good content. Me and Rick had chemistry because we had him on the show, and we had good chemistry on that show. It was pretty funny. He's got these two bulls, Egypt and Thor.
Yeah,
and
Buffaloes.
He's got 60 cars and all that. Yeah, I've had a lot of crazy shit. The football thing was, I played NFL agent once for Josh Gordon. Josh was one of the best football players to ever play the game. And he ended up, kind of having his struggles with some, drug stuff and ended up being like suspended indefinitely from the NFL, never could play football again. And so I ended up reaching out to him in the football league that I started. And we needed a big name. I already got Johnny Manziel. And Josh Gordon had just got cut by the Seahawks. And I called Josh. I said, "Hey, Josh, you want to come down and play football for this Arena Football League? I know it's not where you want to be at all. This is just a temporary thing. You're around with good people. But I want you to come down and play football for me. If you do a good fucking job and contribute to the league, I'm going to do everything I can to get you back in the NFL. I promise you. I don't know how I'm going to fucking do it, but I'm going to get you back in the NFL." Josh comes down. He performs for 4 weeks incredibly. Just fucking the man. Does such a good job. Such a respectful dude. So 8 weeks or whatever goes by, and I'm like, fuck, he killed it. I got to go get him back in the NFL. So I said, "Josh, I got this." I called every fucking guy. I went through the NFLPA, got Josh on drug testing, all the tests and all that shit with, pissing in the cup, getting, emails that he's back, he's good, all this stuff, and ended up, long story short, I remember the day I got him back in the NFL. And, then he's in the NFL. I'm like, fuck, I got to get him on a football team now. And so I took it. I was all in on this shit. And so long story short is I was like, I got to get him on a football team, but he's older. And if he goes and plays for the Jets or somebody shitty, what I see for Josh is older football player, tail end of his career. I need him to catch that Super Bowl ball, because we can create something after that moment. If he plays for Carolina and he goes 4-13, nobody cares about him.
Yeah, you got to get him on the Chiefs or something like that.
So what I did was Patrick Mahomes is a big help. Patrick fucking I asked Patrick for help, and Patrick put in a good word, and he played for Kansas City.
We add it to the list of things: entrepreneur, content creator, agent. And now we're looking for an agent, Bob, so we're going to put the feelers out. Maybe you can represent us. But like I said, you've had so many big name guests that you've been able to facilitate. Who would you say the biggest and most enjoyable guests that you've had on, whether it be on Full Send, whether it be on Ripper Magoo? Who's the best guest or one of the most personally favorable that you've had?
One of my favorite guys who always shows up for me, always does favors for me, is Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq's one of the most amazing guys ever. Doesn't show up in an entourage, shows up by him fucking self, comes, sits down, doesn't give a shit, no clock. Just Shaq's. That's why he has 100 brand deals he does. He's one of the most amazing dudes to work with, for brands and shit. But the most fun I ever had was probably getting high with Mike Tyson for 3 hours.
He seems like an enjoyable character.
Yeah.
And speaking of Shaq, I think he said you're the only person he's ever been jealous of. That's a pretty big thing to say from Shaq.
Yeah.
Just because of your network, your time as a caddy, who knows who contacts are in your phone.
Yeah, get that a lot, I'll tell him right now. I'll trade places with him anytime he wants. So he can have this life. I'll take his anytime he fucking wants.
Speaking of guests, you had Antonio Brown on during his height, and I think you had him on again, and he was just sitting there shirtless with his silver glasses on. What was it like talking to AB? Was he as psychotic as it came across, or is he actually just putting on that as a brand?
Because we love him. We love him down here.
I think he's so entertaining.
AB is AB. I mean, he is. He's gonna do whatever he fucking wants. He's always been respectful to me, and I mean, he's a maniac, but just as you can tell, he puts it out there that he's a maniac. He posts some crazy ass shit now with Brady and his wife and shit. And but AB's always been fucking the man to me, very respectful to me. And when you do me a favor like that, because I had to really beg AB to come on and beat ESPN. We beat everybody for that interview, and I am indebted to life for AB for doing that for me at that time. That was pretty big of him. So I'll never forget that shit. And once you do something like that for me, I'm your bitch for life.
Are you going to get him back in the NFL like you did Josh Gordon?
I can't help with that one. I retire as an Asian kid.
Bob, I mean, we do this with a lot of our guests. We play a game called Fill in the Blanks. And we basically just say blank is the most or blank. Who do you think is going to, and you give us the answer. It's quick fire questions. I want to give you 3 quick ones. Okay?
I'm on an hour's sleep, so I'll try.
Okay. You don't have to think too hard. Okay. Blank is winning the MVP this year in the NFL.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yep. I
Easy
think
is
that's
he?
it.
Easy answer. Yeah, he'll get it easily.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
Is
believe
he?
Buffalo are gone.
He hasn't won it yet, but they'll give it to him because Jalen Hurts got injured.
It's so
towards the end
funny,
of the season.
sneaky, but you can see, what's funny? You can see Joe Burrow going in there and beating fucking Kansas City too. You can see it. Because, they're just sneaky. Cincinnati struggled at the beginning of the year and they just find a way to fucking peak at the right time, just like last year. You can see that storyline, Burrow coming in. And I was never sold on the Eagles, but they just keep proving themselves.
We want either, I think, Philly to get it done because Jordan Mailata, we used to play rugby with him down in Australia, and he's repping the Eagles. But I'd love to see Joe Burrow win a Super Bowl.
He's
That'd
too
be cool.
cool. He's just cool.
He's cool.
Yeah, it's early. Joe has plenty of time to win, But no, it would be, yeah. I mean, he hasn't really. Let's see. Mahomes has already won one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2020.
I guess Burrow does fucking deserve it more than anybody out of all of them.
Blank is your favorite content creator that you watch on socials.
Oh, fuck. I got to go fast here.
You can
Say that again?
take your time to think. It's a tough question. I know the Milk Boys won't be on there, but who is your favorite content creator?
My favorite content creator on the internet. This page is going to be a page or a person?
Can be a page too.
My favorite thing is Nature is Metal.
What page
I
is that?
consider him a content creator because he posts like animals like destroying each other in the wild and shit. I spend hours on that shit. So my favorite page content to watch is Nature is Metal. He puts like alligators eating shit and it's fucking awesome.
Alligators eating jaguars and shit like that.
Yeah, you should
I
commentate.
I'll go down a 5-hour fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, I've been on one of those before. I love it. Lions fighting other lions, eating a couple hyenas. It's good stuff.
Last one. Blank is the best YouTube channel right now out there between podcasters, between content creators. Who's the best YouTube channel out there that competed with the likes of yourself, Nelk? Do you think Impulsive's doing it well? Do you think it's KSI and those guys in the UK? Who do you think?
Joe Rogan's the best in the world. Joe Rogan's the best to ever do it, and the best. Joe's been going forever. Joe Rogan by far. When
are you going to get an episode on there? Surely you could pull some strings and say, when am I getting on Rogan?
No pressure. It'll happen when it happens.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, when you air a bit more about the Nelk Boys, you'll jump on Rogan and let it all out.
Yeah, exactly. I know he won't do that one either, I bet. So,
well, just because he'd be too scared?
No. Probably, I don't know. I mean, I think that anything UFC, I think those guys are pretty protected by Dana.
Yeah.